Just kidding.
Ah, hello, lighter. Some probably wanted to keep warm. Yep.
Come on.
It was the most foolish thought. It's really the cause of the fire. All the lighters could continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means?
So using that, the grate was set on fire.
Using the oil lighter, huh? Do you think the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
You are right.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire.
They caused the fire to destroy evidence. That's the only reason I can think of why the killer would set fire to their crime scene, but... We got an oil lighter. I guess we got
a lighter.
I guess we gotta poke Nagito. I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us, but even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times where we were only able to reach the truth because of him. But everything's good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. No, now's not the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now.
Look at that, dude. That's like fucking awful. Like, look at his face.
Yeah, he's sucking in that tape too. For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye. There's a lot that catches my eye.
Yeah.
Let's start here.
Like, this is just cruel, man.
The knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How did they do something so cruel?
This knife, it must be from the military base.
Military base. Now that you mention it, you're right. It looks like a survival knife.
Well?
By the way, it seems the wounds on his legs and left arm were caused by the same knife.
Which means after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's legs and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand.
It cannot be.
And then they finished him off with a spear.
How cruel.
Yeah.
Then does that mean the killer went through the trouble of using two weapons, a knife and a spear? But they could have just killed him by stabbing him with a knife. Why did they need to use a spear at all?
You are right.
Okay, they're getting information out of him.
Well, it looks like his hand broke free and they just kind of stabbed his...
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't really look at the rope. That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it? Oh yeah, I guess, yeah. This looks like it did get free.
A reason that they had to use the spear, huh? Survival knife has been added, truth bullets. Okay, let's look at the rope on his hand, I believe. Naito's right wrist is tied up with rope, but it looks like the tip of that rope burned off. Could this be the result of the fire? But that's weird. If the rope burned off like this, why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he was so close to the blaze? Burned rope has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. Okay, next we'll go for the other hand. There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and his right hand have stab wounds, but this wound is like a slice. That's probably the reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere.
Super difficult.
There's something strange.
Strange what?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from when his left arm was sliced, but... Doesn't the blood splatter look strange? It cuts off right in the middle of his palm.
Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it's splattered?
No. Don't tell me fucking Nagito did this to himself. Because that'd be fucking metal as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now this is leading me that he just did this all to himself to bring them all together for hope. And again, if he killed himself, it's not a murder. Are we mad? Anyways.
How would he tie himself?
That's what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is, alright, I'm piecing things together here, alright? So, we'll start with his hand that's not tied right now. That's like, well, it is tied, but it's like, kind of burnt. They mentioned, why is his sleeve not burnt? It's almost like he set it up to where his sleeves weren't going to get burnt. Like he made it look like the rope was burnt, but it actually wasn't the whole time. He burned it off before he tied it. And then he could have easily stabbed his other hand. I guess he wouldn't have. I don't
Yeah, I
fucking
was
know.
going to say, how would he be able to stab his hand while his other hand is tied?
His foot. Yeah.
Nagito, ultimate flexible boy.
It's just because what I was getting at is because his hands, like I said, like his palm of his hands weren't bloody. So I was thinking he used that hand to stab his other hand in. So it was kind of like the outside of his hands were bloody, but not his palm. So I was like, oh man, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out later. Well, that would explain the blood in his palm, but
there's something else that's strange.
when you flip it over and look at the back of his hand,
Well?
there's also blood only above the middle joint of each finger.
You're right. Why is it only on this part?
Because, like, think about it. He wanted them to leave and separate, but he also wanted to bring them together. Like, he was, like, leading them away from each other to where they wouldn't, like, kind of have alibis. But then he also kind of put them all together into the firework room. And then coincidentally said, hey, guys, I am in the next door. And then you go to the next door and then he's dead. So it's like, I don't know. See, it's just as I said, right? It's strange, right? I win.
Yeah, sure you win.
Hey, that's a me personality. I win! Yeah, bud, you win. I get it.
But it's definitely strange. What did the killer do to make all this blood splatter like this? Blood on the left hand has been added truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. Next, we'll go for the face. He must have been in great pain. He clearly had the antagonizing look on his face when he died. His mouth is covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
This is bad.
Horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth was covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him.
That was his face? You look at his own body? Yeah, got a minute? Sorry, excuse me.
Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and me and squatted down next to Nagito's face. Like, ew. Ew!
Ah!
And in one swift movement, she ripped the duct tape off his mouth. What are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating here.
Hey!
Bring that tape back isn't the issue. You ungrateful swine, you're gonna get cursed.
Don't call her a pig.
The blood on Nagito's face. It looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. Oh, did he tie it with, like, his mouth? Did he use his mouth to tie the rope? I mean, that might be far-fetched, but I mean, if it's coming from the cut to his arm...
Like, how would he, like, wrap it and make a knot with just...
I don't know, Nagito's the mastermind, not me.
Like, I know who did it, but I don't remember exactly how they did it. You know what I mean?
Anyways. If that's the case...
Man.
It's no use, she's not listening.
Hey.
Hey, about the blood spatter on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Huh?
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well?
The duct tape has crinkles like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito is probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape.
Seriously, what's wrong with that?
She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got all those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get stuck to his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Is that something we really need to worry about?
Really get it, but just put the duct tape back on his mouth already.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah. Anyway, this might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it. Duct tape. Okay. Go for the
I don't think we
spear.
have the spear yet.
Yeah. I'm trying to work from left to right.
Ah, gotcha.
A spear with a flashy ornament on it impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach.
Hmm.
There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my! What's this? Such a strange looking spear, isn't it? A cord extending from the tip of the handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it?
Phew.
I see. You used the cord as a whip to capture the enemy and deliver the final blow with the spear.
Is this your first time looking at this too?
Of course not. This is the spear of Gungnir, right?
You definitely just came up with that just now.
Hey!
By the way, I want to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle.
What?
What? Nezumi Castle?
What the hell?
I was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Damn you, mice. Damn you all to hell.
I see, even he doesn't know what's inside the castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. The spear definitely catches my eye, but with the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle, it looks like that part has blood on it, too. But for some reason, this section of cord doesn't have blood on it. It's about the size of a human fist. It's just strange that this section of cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, Chiaki mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from Nezumi Castle. It might be better if I confirm that later. The Spear of Gungnir has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's get his leggies. Eat. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito? They also stabbed his legs? No, his legs came pre-stabbed. Why would the killer do something like that?
At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge towards him. Or they might have been torturing him.
To torture?
Huh?
I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were infected for reasons other than killing.
Which means the wounds all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him. If that's the case, what was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
Even so.
Well, even if this was torture, there's no doubt that Killer must have held a deep grudge towards Nagito.
Damn it!
Refusing to let him die easily, I can totally understand a dark impulse like that.
But even if they held a grudge against him, would they really have gone this far? Torture wounds. I guess I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Jeez, I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly-looking body.
Oh no, I don't think it could have been torture if they duct taped his mouth as they were torturing, quote unquote, torturing him.
Even I'm surprised at myself. Does that mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body's right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible, and I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. Okay, I'm glad you're having self-crisis right now. Sonia, how are you?
So just as I thought.
Everyone can go home. Nothing would make me happier. No, we should finish the last chapter. We can think about what will happen after.
You're useless. Soda, what's up?
One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way. It's too bizarre. I can't do anything except laugh.
You're rude. Chiaki, what's up?
Yeah, that was fucking ignorant.
It looks like she's in deep thought while staring at the ceiling. What happened? Is there something strange about the ceiling?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw a spider, but also about that sprinkler.
That's one of the sprinkler heads that activated to put out the fire.
Huh?
You can see a girder right next to it, right? Right there?
See?
Yeah, see, this is leading to it again. He tied it. He tied it up there, and then made it stab him in the chest. Like, come on. Can you see that red streak?
Huh? You're right, I definitely see it. It looks like a small red line on the ceiling girder.
Perhaps.
Is that blood?
Blood. The color definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood could get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line.
Hmm.
That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange.
Definitely strange. I should remember this. Blood on the girder.
I swear to God, if they're just gonna make it where he killed himself, I'll just.
If he hung it up there, then like, how would he have made it fall?
But I don't know. All I know is right now this is just leading to that he killed himself. That's all I can really think of right now. And if that's the case, I'm really getting tired of these suicide stuff that's not murder.
Well, do you want me to lead you in a direction or not?
No.
Okay,
I want it all to be a surprise.
that works.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, it's still up in the air. I mean, anything could happen. Someone else could have hung it up there so they can get out of the building before it burned down. Maybe right when it burned down, that's when, that's why the duct tape was over his mouth, because he was like, oh shit, I'm about to die. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, they could have, set everything up, and he was holding it oh, well, you gotta hold this, and then friggin', started stabbing him and shit, so he drops it, kind of thing, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
There's a million ways it could go. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This is all it's kind of confusing. It's kind of confusing. It's kind of I don't know.
It could go
I'm not
many
freaking out
ways.
about it. What's that?
I said it could go many ways.
Yeah. It's just from what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing he.
No,
did it
I
himself.
get you. Yeah.
But we don't have all the evidence yet, so I don't know. I'm not freaking out, but about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about it. I'm not a pussy like Kazuichi or anything. When the Monokuma time reaches 0 2 days from now, what's going to happen?
Huh?
Huh? What's gonna happen?
That's obviously wrong.
This rotten school trip is gonna end, right? We can finally go back home.
Jeez.
Carefree till the end.
Does that mean you don't think it'll happen?
Well, yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey,
What do you mean something?
shut up! Shut up!
Just making us all kill each other, What could be worse than that?
Damn it!
I don't know. But this is Monokuma we're talking about, There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown.
Anyway, like you said before, we screw up here, it's the end for us. So, for now, let's focus on the investigation. We'll think about the countdown after we live through the class trial.
You.
And don't bring up strange stuff like that.
Do we look at everything? Oh, the Connie's. I forgot she was here.
Yeah, she exists. It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikan's, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time. What doesn't matter?
So,
The time. Look at, the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we doing? Well, right now it's...
Time. Well, 30 p.m.
Boy, what was happening at noon today? What was going to happen today at noon that, we were worried about for the past 2 days?
I know,
I
right?
will say, I have a feeling about something. I don't know if that feeling is correct or not, but at noon is when they, the bomb was supposed to go off, right? So,
Yes.
trying to think, because, everybody was there. What if,
Sonya wasn't.
Sonya was not there.
But would they make it that simple? Would they just make it it happened at noon, but this one person wasn't there at noon, so they did it?
No, because I feel like that would be way too obvious. But I don't know. I have a feeling that how Akane had to. That would have been after 12, though. There was 12 sharp.
How I'm looking at it, it looks like they obviously hung the spear above, like they were wanting it to fall on them late, like sometime later, and maybe when the quote unquote bomb was kind of going off, that's when the thing dropped because we couldn't hear because of the fireworks.
Because I was thinking about, the fact they had to bust something in to get the door open, that whatever they busted out of the way was like the trigger mechanism to make it fall. But then it's also like, if they barred the door from the other side, how the fuck they get out?
True.
Also, if you think about it, we haven't seen Nagito all day.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So it also has a clock function.
Well, we saw him today. We saw him first thing in the morning because he told us, like, yeah, I moved it. It's somewhere it's somewhere that you've all been to once.
Yeah, but we were all running around, so we pretty much haven't seen him all day after that.
Well, we did see him today.
Yeah, I agree with you. We did see him today, but you know what I mean, though. There was a large amount of time that everybody was away from each other.
Well,
we all split up.
Who was exploring this island? It was Fuyuhiko, right?
Fuyuhiko was on this island, yes.
He's the only one I can really suspect then, because he could have done something.
Yeah, but Sonia was over here too, fucking around.
Yeah, but let's not pay attention to her.
So what I'm saying is, anybody could have been not exploring their island and doing this. Nobody knew where everybody was, so
I knew where everybody was.
Okay.
Fuyuhiko also thinks that the spear came from our island, and Fuyuhiko did come to our island.
Yeah, that is true.
He did.
But if he came to our island, was he going to be able to get to our island and then hang up the spear? What he needed to do right away? And we couldn't even go in the fucking castle too. That fucking sucks because we could have been like, oh, it's in there.
That's probably that's probably why they didn't let us in there. I didn't even think about that. I knew there was a spear involved, and I kind of forgot about the whole thing. I was like, why don't they let us in there? And I'm like, oh yeah, that would have made sense.
Because then if it was already taken before, then we could just rule out Fuyuhiko real quick.
Well, whenever spoil for one if you never watched one, but whenever Celeste killed the boys, you go into that room and you actually see that the hammer's not there.
Yeah.
Before they actually die. So, like, they have done that before where you can clear. And I think Sayako, when she took the knife, I could be wrong on this one, but I think the knife was missing. And you could see it at one point, too.
Yeah, but maybe in this game they don't want to be that obvious where they don't want you to tell when something got taken. I don't know.
I get you.
I think it's gonna be a tough case.
Actually, no, I don't think. Scratch that. I don't think you could see Sayaka with the knife because that happened overnight. Aoi saw her. But then that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. But that it happened that recently, he's totally a fresh kill. Like, bro, he's not like roadkill. Like, oh yeah, I can still eat this. Like, fucking, what the hell are you talking about? Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it. If it happened 30 minutes ago, was it around the time we were struggling with the bombs? You're right, those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon. Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer.
Everyone don't have an alibi!
But this could be like when Nekomaru died, the killer could have also had some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks like very detailed, so they wouldn't need time to prepare.
All right.
Then whoever doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious. Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem. Now then, I guess that's enough investigating the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito, there should have been another reason as well. If not, they would have gone to the trouble of tying him up with the rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than the fatal one, so what's the reason? Looks like I'd better investigate the other areas to figure that out. Alright, I should investigate the other areas inside the warehouse first. Okay, yes, leave the back room. Now we're all out here.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, there are a lot of tipped over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtain in the back was tipped over and burned. Did that fire do it? But why are these scattered like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall. They should have been neatly put away.
Oh, when we opened the door, those all lined up and it reached into the fire way down there. He stacked them up like dominoes, whoever did that. Maybe we're the ones who made this mess.
Yeah, Kane did aggressively kick the door in.
See?
Look, the tipped over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is...
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine! Those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warning and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Oh, it's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it.
I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay?
Didn't I tell you it'd be fine? I'm gonna use a little more force.
What happened to opening it slowly?
Akane ignored their protest, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open.
Could it be? Was that it?
Could it be? Was that it?
Oh, well. It's alright, we both want to say it. And there's something else I've been wondering.
Hey.
These Monokuma panels are tipped over starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be lying on top of each other in a straight line.
Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly.
So...
Isn't this fairly strange?
Strange, that means we can speculate this was done intentionally. Yep, dominoes.
I'll be listening. I gotta take my pills, so you can keep going. My character talks. I'll be back.
Okay. MP3 player. This is an MP3 player. There's even a speaker plugged into it, but why is this here?
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like that weird music was playing from there.
Hmm.
You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started.
Yeah, you're right.
It looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. No mistaking it, that music was playing from that MP3 player.
I don't disagree with that, but why was the killer playing music from this? He wanted everybody to feel the trigger happy hearts. MP3 player has been added. Okay, what else can I look at in here?
I'm back now.
Yes. Ton of books. There are a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. Apparently they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. I can't even turn pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much. Oh, rude. Let him explore his passions. Can I leave? There's still areas I haven't finished investigating yet.
You might want to save, just in case. You never know.
Yeah, you got a point. Check on the pet as well. Did you poop? You pooped! Good job. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And come join me again. Bye!